allow this election to divide us as a country. We have in studio, as I said, two officials from NEC, and of course, together, going to be having this conversation. Welcome to the program, Madam Pusa and Mr. Cole.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Okay, let's start with any one of you can answer that question, but I would prefer to start with Mr. Cole. Tell us about the election, the 20. That's the October 10 first round is over. What are some of the success stories coming out of that process?
Thank you very much. Let me begin by saying a big thank you to the Liberian people who turned out en masse to vote on October 10. There was an unprecedented, huge turnout of 78.86% of the 2,471,617 registered voters. That has never happened in Liberia's modern democratic history. So that was a big success. And we want to say thank you to the Liberian people, the voters, our partners, civil society, the poor workers who sacrifice in the rain, in the night, in the day, in the sun to make sure that this happened. We also want to say thank you to owners of properties who allow us to use their premises as voting precincts. Those are patriotic Liberians who were selfless in ensuring that the peace continued to be sustained. Of course, our partners, international partners, they were also very helpful. You will not believe that we had up to 10,636 international and local observers. And that is not including the party agents. That is more than 10,000 election observers. That's how much the whole world was interested in the October 10 election.
Why do you think there was so much interest in the process?
I think their interest is because they are interested in Liberia's peace and stability.
Okay.
Because it is only peace and stability that the country will forge ahead. Okay? So I think they are interested in making sure that Liberia remains peaceful. And that's why they could come so much, it's so huge number to work with us, to look at what we are doing, to validate the work of the Commission and the Liberian people. And we highly appreciate that. Mind you, also, these people came from all over the world, not just from Africa. Some came from Asia, some came from the Americas, some came from, of course, a good number of them came from the African continent and the region, the ECOWAS region. Okay, so there was huge number of interest. In fact, I was talking today on one of the local stations that our data center, and we did that purposefully as a commission, as a way of assuring the Liberian people that we are interested as a commission in openness, transparency, credibility of the process. I was saying in that station that our data center, the whole world is represented at our data center right now. You have two data experts from the United Nations. You have two experts from AU, the African Union. You also have two experts from ECOWAS.
What role specifically are they playing?
They work with our data management team to ensure that every vote that is cast in the field is properly accounted for. And that also is history making for Liberia, the election management body, because we are saying that we will be transparent to ensure that, because that's our way of contributing to sustaining the peace as a commission. The more transparent and credible we are as a commission, we believe that the more peaceful Liberia will be after the election. So we give that to the commission. the leadership of the commission and the technical staff, that we all could work to make sure that the electoral process is so much transparent and accountable to the Liberian people and to our partners. So you talk about success story. We had a huge turnout, and then we were able to account for every vote to the extent that people who attempted to cheat, we caught them. And some of them are behind bars right now. People who attempted to change numbers in the field, they were actually, the system caught them.
Yeah, I listened to the chairperson talking about that. How
Yes.
far is that investigation right now?
Where they are in the hands of the police, they are being investigated, they will be processed to court, and they will be prosecuted. Okay? So those are some of the success story. And so we are trying to tell the Liberian people, when you go to vote, your vote, the elections management body and our partner, the security authorities and others, we will make sure that your vote count. And as we progress to the second round, we can say that one of the fundamental basis for that success in the first round was the decision taken by the Elections Commission to say, look, we had some problem in 2017 with the voter roll because we're doing it manually, the optical mark recognition system of registration. So the commission deliberately decided that we are transitioning to the use of biometric technology for the registration of voters, which we did. Some people did not understand it. They thought that we were going to use a voting machine on election day. No, that was not the point. The point was to get a clean, excellent voter roll, which we achieved. That was a major achievement because an excellent or clean voter roll is a fundamental basis for credible election.
Now,
That.
let me bring you there. I know you have more to say, but you, as director of fee coordination, how was it, putting everything in place for the conduct of a very successful election?
Okay, thank you, Francis. So it is often said, if you fail to plan, then you plan to fail.
Okay.
So from all aspects, the commission was in full gear because we had planned and we were just waiting for the implementation stage. And that is exactly what we did. So in time past, we have had issues with even delivering our materials to the southeastern part of the country. And for this election, that was good because we did it way in advance. We used the sea to carry our materials.
Now you are disclosing how it got there. Yeah. So, but the thing is, we didn't hear about any major incident that could cast doubt on the credibility of the entire process, apart from some issues that were arrested immediately by NEC. How did you get to that point, of enhancing this level of credibility in our electoral system?
And so the election, we have the electoral cycle. And we do what we call lessons learned. So we look at ourselves from where we came. What did we do that did not go right? And we try to, frame ourselves such that we can walk on the right path. So whatever it was that we thought we had not done properly in the past, we just try to enhance so that we will have a smooth process.
Great. And since the process, I know there are people who are happy now because they are elected. I'm talking about the legislature, though the presidential, final determination is still pending. But there are people who are happy. There are others who are not too happy, and there are complaints that will be coming in. Can you care to tell us, where we as to, some of the issues that you're getting from the candidates that participated in the elections?
Yes, of course, there are complaints. And as always, people will always complain of irregularities. And so those complaints are being heard. So we will not want to speak to them because they're still being heard.
Okay.
But again, what we would like to say is that for us as a commission, we assure the Liberian people that we are out to do serious business. And because we ought to do serious business, we put ourselves into our work to do that which is right for the elections to be free, fair, and credible. And that's exactly what we stand for as a commission.
And since the election was held, now that was October 10. Now you have a runoff coming up. Let's move to your preparation. Where are we in terms of preparations leading to the runoff? Because NEC has already declared that's November 14 as the date for the runoff. Yeah,
that's right. So I'm laughing because just this morning, Sam and I were in studio at the ECOWAS radio, and he was saying because of our openness, we invite all and sundry to come and just watch our activities. So if you went to the warehouse, you'll see people engaged in packaging. If you went to another room, you'll see people preparing what we call the final registration roll, because of course the ones that were used from October 10, we're not going to take them to the next round of election. So we have to have fresh final registration rolls. Of course, it's not going to be changed, just the same that was used from October 10. So we are prepared as a commission, yes.
And you have all the resources needed to get that done?
Yes, we got the money. We got the money. The government has paid all of the $53 million. So the commission has the money. And then as we speak, like Dere said, we are reproducing the final registration roll to be deployed as we speak. Also packaging of all the materials, stationary materials and other materials is taking place in our warehouse as we speak. The ballot is being printed out of the country. Yes, and we are prepared, and we are preparing also now for brush out training for our staff, almost 32,000 temporary staff. And then one major preparation is that the administration of the commission, including the policy makers and the administrative staff and technical staff, we are committed to ensuring that the runoff is even more successful than the first round, because we have learned some lessons and a lot of variables are in our favor this time around. One of those variables is, for example, that we're going to have one ballot paper, short ballot, 2 candidates. Okay, so meaning is most likely, holding all things constant, that the issue of invalid ballot is going to be drastically reduced. Number 2, is most likely that the voting process is going to be faster, very fast compared to the first round. Which means that people should not sit home, even people who did not go to vote in the second round and they have their vote. I'm sorry, in the first round, and they have their voters card, and they say, "Oh, the crowd is too much. I'm not going to vote." This time around, the process is going to be very easy, very fast. The pictures are going to be bigger. You can't make mistake easily. Okay, so we encourage you to turn out to vote. And so we are prepared.
Do you think the number of invalid votes that we had, in the first round of voting was because you have so many, choices to make?
Yes, and then that have been the trend in elections since 2005. In fact, we've been analyzing the invalid, and the 2023 is just within the range of what it has always been in first round elections. Okay. Usually, when it comes to second round, it drops drastically. Yeah, it always been in the range of 5.6 to 6%, somewhere there about
the total votes.
Yeah, since 2005, 2011, 2017, that have been the range, and that was the range this time around. This time around, you see, people are calling the number more than 100,000 because the turnout was huger than ever before. So, of course, proportionately, if you take 5% of almost 2 million as compared to 5% of 1.6 million, obviously, if you call the number itself, you will see that the 5% of 2 million will be huger.
What do you think was responsible for the kind of turnout that we had in the first round?
Well, I think first and foremost is that the Liberian people are committed to ensuring that they establish their governments through peaceful means. That was the major factor. They say, I will sacrifice, I will go there, I will be a part of it. I think that was a major factor. The determination of the Liberian people to ensure that they become, they have their voices heard. That was a major factor. A second factor was, like I said earlier, we had a better voter roll because of the biometric voter registration process. Okay, and other factors also.
Yeah, that you want to come in?
Yeah, okay. So the enthusiasm for these elections were just overwhelming. And we saw that back from the voter registration, because looking through the final registration roll, you will see aged persons, in numbers, people in their 60s, 70s had gone out to register. And then, of course, you have the first-time voters who were so excited about being a part of the election,
And also down to some of the public education that went across.
Exactly.
Yeah. And there's this ticket issue that people continue to talk about, especially as the runoff approaches, that, people will no longer be voting on constituency level like the senators and representatives, so they can vote anywhere. I want you to take your time to explain so that the public can understand as to how it is for the runoff voting.
So the law is clear, and there's a reason for the law. Where you register, in fact, the law says first, you should register where you ordinarily reside. And then you should vote where you register. Now, the reason why you register where you ordinarily reside is that your representative will be making decision for that community that you reside in. If you move from that community and go somewhere else, you will be adding the other people's number up. Okay. In fact, the Constitution of Liberia says that we should have approximately equal number of people in constituencies. The reason for that is that the post for representatives are given based on constituencies of people living, certain number of people living in certain locations for development purposes, for representation purposes. Okay. Now, another reason why you will not vote anywhere is that it will be chaotic. You understand? Because the final registration roll we are printing it per polling place. If there's a polling place here at LBS, or let's say this is a precinct and you got so many rooms, each of the room is a polling place. The final registration roll is per polling place.
And it will only capture those who register
in that place.
Okay.
And if your name is not on the roll, the law say you will not vote. Your voter card number and your picture and everything have to be in that one row, which is at least 510. At most 510
per polling
place. So if you say now you can vote anywhere, so it means that people should not show voting card, or people should not check in the row to find your name, or you will print all the 2.4 million polling places at the final registration roll for every polling place. No. So you can only vote to where you register.
So those who return to Monrovia after voting in Grange, they will have to
try and start going back.
Yeah, so it's good that you provide this clarification, because it has been a sticky issue in the public. People are saying they can vote for the president anywhere.
No. So if I may just add to what Mr. Cole just said, we, like he explained, because the FRR, as we call it, the final registration roll, is polling place specific. So a particular number of persons are in this defined space, and all of their details are captured in that book. However, we make exception for a few categories of persons,
Okay.
and those include our own staff who work with us, the police on national duty, and then people who are
Assigned to the elections.
assigned
On election duty.
assigned to election.
Okay.
Yes,
Because
yes.
the traffic police too are on
And-
national duty.
Exactly. Yes, assigned to election security, providing election security,
Okay.
and then persons or drivers of international observers. So those are the only categories of persons who can be allowed to, especially so as this time now, this is presidential, the constituency is the country. Yeah.
All right, if you just joined us, just a reminder you're listening to the program Elections and You on ELBC Radio 99.9 FM. We're taking a very short break. When we come back, we'll open the telephone line so that you can call in and have your say on this edition of the program. We have in studio two officials from the National Elections Commission. Madam Dede Pusa, she is the Director of Fee Coordination at the National Elections Commission, and Mr. Sam Coe, the Deputy Executive Director for Administration at NEC. Please stay with us. Don't go anywhere.
In an effort to provide adequate and factual information to the public leading to the conduct of the two
Welcome back to the program. You can call us now on 0880-514-096. That's 0880-514-096. And have your say right here. You can ask all the questions that you have, all the concerns. The studio guests will be right here to answer them for you. Go ahead, your name and where you're calling us from.
Yeah, my name is Roberta and I follow the show from the start to the end. Really
Okay.
appreciate the submission here that everyone was done. So I have an issue to raise because I serve as an area registering throughout the showroom. We have people come in registering twice. So the ones that the income, the fact that person is in, should be able to put it in more because they are going in somewhere and we are connected.
Oh, I have-
Thank you also then inside in Africa. So thank you for having the opportunity.
okay. Let's take another call. Hello.
Hello,
Yes, your name and where you're calling us from.
my name is Mama Samoka Yapawulukana and I call you from the headquarters of the people in the Electoral Forum.
Go ahead.
I want to ask the people in studio, the net officials in studio, as to say we are going to the runoff. Will there be time given for replacement of lost cards and damaged cards? Thank you.
Okay. Thanks for your concern. Hello.
Hello,
Yes, your name and where you're calling us from.
my name is Jara Bagba and I call from things here.
Go
I
ahead.
heard those who have those that are some for in terms of voting security, international observer guys and others. But my question is, assume I'm registered in Maserati and I'm for one of the two parties and I'm sent as a party agent to one country. Will I not be permitted to vote?
You register in Monserrado, but you are sent in Boone County as a party agent or a
Yes.
free watcher.
Yes.
Okay. They will answer your question. But I prefer you washing the pools where you register. Hello?
Hello?
Yes, your name and where you calling from?
My name is Mark Mabenyo Scott. I'm speaking from the Simple River Bank between Joshua and Bon counties.
Go ahead, Mike.
Yeah, I want to know if whether if you are a voter from Bolsonaro country, and because of your job, maybe you're working with a company, and then the company asks you to come up to a different country, and between you are working, and then you never had the time to come back to Monrovia because of the runner-off.
Yeah,
Can MEC allow you to vote?
I don't think so. You have to come back to Morovia to vote. I think she made it clear here earlier today. Thank you. Let's take another caller. Hello? Hello? Let's take another one. Good afternoon.
Hello? Yeah, good afternoon.
Yes, your name and where you calling us from?
This is Samuel Malakubin, according from Kingston.
Go ahead, Samuel.
Thanks to the NEC officials for the conduct of the election 2023. I must commend them, and they went well. But my concern concerning the time frame of the national of vote count. How long will it take? Like the first round took like 2 weeks or whatever. But with this, then the candidates are not many, only 2 persons. How long will it take for them to announce the final winner? Thank you.
Okay, I think we'll end on the first round of questions from our callers and allow the studio guest here to respond to the concerns that you have right here on elections in the EU. Let's start with Madam Dede.
Okay, so let's begin with the last caller's concern with the announcement of final result.
Yeah.
And that is by law. It says after the polls are conducted, the final result should be given within 15 days. So that's by law. But again, like Mr. Cole said earlier, the first round of election, we were having 3 elections. We had to deal with senator, we had to deal with representatives, we had to deal with the president as well. And in some electoral districts, the number of candidates were quite huge. And so it took time. People went into counting up to the morning hours or so. And then because the turnout was so huge again, that took a lot of time with the counting process. But the way it goes is that from the polling place, an immediate count is conducted, and the result thereof is placed up and then issued to the first 2 persons who get the first 2 highest votes from that polling place. Then that result sheet is now transported to the magistrate's office. And mind you, the same places we ran the first round of elections are the same places we're going to again. We are hoping that we will have fair weather in some locations because from October 10, we had some real difficult times in Grand Cru, Sino, Riverside, in fact. There were a lot of floods in most of the communities. And so that took a lot of time for the staff to get back on dry land. So we're hoping that since November is almost in a dry wheel.
Yeah, I think we are enjoying some level of
Sunshine.
Yeah.
So yes, we're hoping to have a fair weather, and we can assure you that because it's just 1 round of election, we're not going to have the same tedious process as it was for the October 10.
Okay.
Then we have made this clear already that except for our polling staff and then police on election duties and people who are escorting international drivers, no one else is allowed to vote just anyway.
Police and other members of the joint security guard have been saying immigration as well.
Members of the joint security,
Yeah.
that's right. Thank you. Yeah. So except for those persons, no one else. And that's why I even say even the media persons, because we have had calls from across the country to say, oh, we've been denied to vote and this and that and the other. So we want to make this clear again, using this medium to say, you must vote to where you registered. Because as we explained,
Even if you are a journalist with an accreditation from NEC,
even if you are an accredited journalist, yes.
vote first before you go out there to report.
Precisely, that is it. And then elections are not just conducted in vacuum. We plan and we have a timeline by which we are guided. So we had a period in our electoral cycle for replacement of lost cards. And we've exhausted that already. We have just barely 2-3 weeks to election. There is no way we're going to have replacement for the runoff to answer that caller's concern. And somebody made mention of inking of the finger Of course, that can be emphasized again in training.
Okay, doing the second round of training for the round of Mr. Cole, you took
Yeah.
down some questions as well.
Yes, so they are the same question. I just wanted to talk about the 15-day announcement period. The person asked whether it would be fasted. That determination is usually made by several factors. First, the results have to be tallied at the ministerial offices, like Dede said, and then they had to be collated at the National Collation Center, the data center. If that is done before 15 days,
What is collation? What is tallying? Can you provide information?
So all the results from all the polling places in, say, Bond County, are taken to the magisterial office. If it is Upper Bond, the Upper Bond magisterial office, and they are put together. They are added together. Okay, they are verified and added together, and then they are transferred to Monrovia. Then the one from Bond,
Electronically, of course, through encrypted means.
Encrypted means nobody
can
change
tamper with it.
Yeah.
When they get there now, our data people just do addition. There's a software that will just add everything together, and that's why they call the collation to report. If all of that is done within maybe 5 days, the Board of Commissioners will determine to announce the final result. So it depends on how quickly that can be done from the field and coming to the headquarters. Then the board will decide. So that's why the law say within 15 days.
Right.
It didn't say all 15 days as the case may be. Within 15 days, it can be 5 days, it can be 10 days, it can be 3 days, it can be 4 days.
So it depends on the results coming in.
How fast.
Okay.
And like she said, this one is one election, one short, fat, clean, and a ballot. Yes.
And people making just two. You have two choices.
We believe that on election night, people now going to run into the next day like it happened with the 3 elections, because it's most likely, like I said earlier, that by 6 o'clock, most of the lines will be exhausted, and they will start counting immediately. By 8, 9, everything is done.
And results being posted
exactly.
on the walls.
Yeah.
Hopefully, if we don't have some distractions.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, keep your calls coming in on 0880-514-096, 0880-514-096. Have your say, ask the questions that you have. Our studio guest from the National Elections Commission, they are here to answer those questions. Let's have this call up. Hello.
How are you, sir?
I'm okay. Your name and where you calling us from?
Okay, I'm Princeton Chairman, community right behind the radio station.
Okay. You from LBS community?
Yeah.
Go ahead with your concerns.
Okay, I want to say this is in the two, they have the two political parties in a race. I want to know if there will be increase in the number of party agents. That is, at least 2 person, 1 person, or 1 person from the other party, 1 person from the other party. That would be closer to the person who is the situation.
Okay, I think I got your point. Whether there will be increase in party agents during the run of presidential election. Hello?
Hello?
Yes, your name and where you calling us from?
Yeah, my name is Andrew. I want to know the studio guest if those two, they will do another training for this second round, because we are the first travel at the USA, they're doing another training.
Yeah, I think they announced it yet. You have to be on the standby. If you're polling staff from the first round, be on the standby. Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Yes, your name and where you calling us from?
My name is Justin.
Yeah, Justin, go ahead with your question.
Yeah, I want to come and understand what I'm doing. All the more when I receive, I'll do it.
Okay, you work with NEC for the election and you have not received your pay.
Which county?
Which county? Monserrado, district number 5. Okay. Okay. Let's take this caller, then we'll go back to our studio guest here. Hello? 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 Yes? Your name and where you calling us from?
Emmanuel when I calling from Bikano Gamba Secondary.
Yeah, Emmanuel, go ahead. Emmanuel?
Hello?
Okay. Let's take another one. Hello? Hello? Good afternoon.
I forgot to say another thing I will notice. We were told from the onset people crashing out of direct. There is no star on net allowed to take people in. You should cry along with someone trusted the ICU to help you to catch your vote. But it was happening within the house. And that is not fair.
You were party agent?
People vote, yes.
Where?
It happened when I work in local council, stay at the Momo Tamatila school. That's where I work. I have to change the person I was serving for our party because the person was serving for limited decision.
So the next staff assisted the person to vote?
Yes, next staff assisted the person to vote. And that was wrong. I can only see myself as supervisor for my party. General supervisor. And that was a mistake from my own party observer. And I'm about to have to change up.
Your party observer allowed that?
Yes, and later she started to report. And I told her, you should not allow to go through. Because according to what we listen on the state radio, most are never allowed to catch any individual vote. You should come with someone that you trust to catch your vote. And you're happy.
All right. So next time, please provide the information to your party agents so that they can make such mistake again. Let's take this one, then we go back to our studio guest. Hello?
Hello?
Yes, you know where you're calling us from? Okay, I'm not sure we're getting anything from that caller there. You heard some of the concerns. Mr. Cole, let's start with you before going to the.
Okay. So somebody asks whether it would be possible, since there are only 2 candidates, to increase the number of party agents. No, you will have 2. Each of the 2 parties will have 2
at the polling place.
For a polling place.
Okay.
But all 2 will not be inside at the same time. The reason you should have 2 is that when one person is going probably in the toilet or is going to eat or whatever, the other person can be there. We want the presence of the party to be there at all times. Okay, that's the reason you have 2. But it's not only the party agents that will be there. There are also observers. I just told you in the first round we have more than 10,000 observers. Okay, deployed, both international and national observers. They will also be there. Okay, so you will not increase it, but there will be your agents will be there. Then somebody talk about training. Yes, and you already answered that. Yes, there will be brush out trainings for the second round. Then somebody says some of the temporary staff we have not paid everybody. The payrolls, the payroll is done by our magisterial staff, the magistrate and his staff. Okay, once you are finalized with your payroll, our people check it, because mind you, we did recruitment through a recruitment portal. Okay, and all the contracts, all the something we call the recruitment number, and then the mobile number, everything is in that portal. We need to make sure that everything is verified before we send the money to the bank. It's not about money. It's about making sure that people who actually worked, they get their pay. People have started getting paid from all over the country, but everybody is not getting paid at the same time. People just need to be patient, and everybody who worked and have genuine mobile number that has been submitted to the commission through the ministerial office will be paid.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that will be done before
people are being paid already.
Okay.
So in the next few days, everybody should be paid.
Okay. Do you want to add, or we can just continue with the questions?
Yeah, well, quickly, let me just add. like Sam said, we will have election observers, both national and international. We also have election monitoring groups like the ECC, Leon, the LCC, Liberal Council of Churches, So all of those people will be out there, I'm sure, in addition to the party agents. So the payment of polling staff is not with us anymore because the payrolls have actually been submitted to the mobile companies. So they are making the payments because there are two, the MTN and then, of course, the Orange.
Okay.
So, yeah, they are making the payments to the staff. So we just encourage all of them to just be a little more patient. They will get their monies as long as they work.
I just want to re-emphasize the question you answered already. It's a policy of the commission. In fact, it's part of our regulations. No polling staff is permitted to assist anybody to vote. Absolutely none. If you, for example, are visually impaired, we have tactile ballot card that you can use to vote. If you don't want to do that, you want somebody to assist you, you have the liberty to do that. You can bring somebody that you have confidence in to do that for you.
Outside of
if you have
staff.
Exactly. If you are very old and fragile, you're not able to mark your ballot, you can bring a relative or anybody that you trust to do. Outside of NEC polling staff. Absolutely. No NEC polling staff is allowed to help anybody behind the polling booth.
Okay, let's take a few more callers here on the program. Hello?
Hello, sir.
Yes, you are live on the program. Go ahead with your question.
Okay, this is Emmanuel Chiya with the City of Gambasa County.
Go ahead, Amen.
My question has to do with after the election. There are some things that can happen that have the capacity of win our case. We have the election, see other people announcing results before the election commission. Is there any punishment for that? Thank you,
you mean for the political parties who are announcing their own results?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's take another one. Hello? Hello? Yes, your name and where you calling us from?
I want to talk to ELBC. That is number.
You are live on ELBC on elections and you.
Okay. I'm calling from Guapo County, Marakwara City.
Go ahead.
Okay. We're in a forest here. We hear someone Raymond that people going around getting money to people that will come to you will get the money to pay to for your government job card. If you want to give me that money, I refuse to not give my government to take anywhere.
Well, I'm not really sure if I'm getting that question. Is it about buying voter card or what? Hello?
Hello?
Yes. Go ahead, you're live on the program. Yes, you're live on ELBC.
Hello?
You better go ahead, you're live on ELBC radio. Okay, let's take another one. Hello?
Yeah, hello?
Yes, you're live on elections and you.
I'm Prince Mason calling from Police Academy.
Go ahead, Prince.
I registered in Linda and I went to vote. The lady who receives my voting card so can get another person to the prison. I voted. Well, and we checked for the person, couldn't get a person. Well, during the day of second round, I can go to a few people and vote. That's the question I posted.
But did you vote in the first place?
Yeah, I voted.
Then what you mean by the lady took your voting card and gave it to another person?
In the process, you can lay the card down until you go and receive your in. Before you come back to get your ID card. In that process, you took my ID card and get another person.
So that means your card is lost as you speak?
Yes, but of course, the not come from me. It came from the people who are working net.
It is still your fault because at the end of the day, your card is unavailable, which makes it impossible for you to vote. Because if you don't have a card, it's difficult for the NEC to verify that you are a registered voter. So thanks for your point. Let's go to another caller. Hello? Yes, you are live on the program.
register.
Go ahead, Josh.
Thank you. I just want to make a recommendation.
Okay.
Actually, there's something going on in Banga. Sometimes in the evening time from 7 to 8:30, the program that TV can be having. Sometimes at 8:30, the Banga station can cut it off. So we are pleading to the station management so that they can run that program for us. So it can be so unique for the Liberian people.
Okay.
Please, sir.
Yeah, that's ELBC problem there. So right now we inviting callers to give callers to give their concerns about the elections. The October 10 elections, and also the one that are coming up, the runoff election that coming up on the 14th of November. Let's get the views of this caller. Hello.
Yeah, my name is Andy Fopa Okoye from Babulu Country. I want to know our Jews in District 2, for using I registered District 2, and I was people to the coming all the way around the Benebo area. So we're going to go Monaco for thinking because there where we did the first thing.
You mean you work as a polling staff?
I'm saying that we're
training. Okay. I think they are taking notes and they will answer your concerns. Thanks ever so much for your contribution. All right, let's go back to our studio guest now, as provide some clarifications on some of the issues that you guys are raising. Mr. Ko.
Okay, I will answer some of them. The one that I feel related, that I will answer them. Somebody talk about announcing results before the Elections Commission, but let's say this: practically the results of the election are announced at the polling place. So even though the Elections Commission makes the official announcement at the polling place, we actually take the result and pull it up on the wall for everybody to see. That's a form of announcement of how transparent the commission is. What people should not do is to say that they are announcing official election result. But if you go to a polling place, if a radio station goes to get the record, copy of the record of the count from a polling place, and then on their station they say John Brown got 50 and Mary Paul got 20. That's just a fact.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with that. That's a figure that we the Elections Commission, posted for the people to know. So I don't consider that as announcing the results of the election. It's just stating what is
posted on the wall.
Yes,
from NEC.
So for me, that is not for us at the commission. That is not. But the official results of the election comes from the Elections Commission, and that's what people should not do. Giving money for your voter card, and he actually said that I will take that money and eat it, and I will not give my voter card. I will advise you, don't take the people money and eat it. Just tell the person, say, no, I'm not receiving money for my voter card. Because it could cause confusion if somebody say, okay, I'm giving you money for your voter card, and then you take the person money, either you don't get the voter card. Then you breach the contract. Do not do that, because if you know the importance of that voter card, you will not allow anybody, even if it's $1,000, to get your voter card for it, because it's fundamental to your right as a citizen of Liberia. Do not do that. And then another person say, a lady gave my voter card to another person. Well, when you go to vote next time, because we're not going to replace it, and without the voter card, you will not vote, unfortunately. So next time when you go to vote, pay keen attention. The day you replace your card, the next time you go to vote, pay keen attention. We're sorry, if you don't have a voter card, you will not vote in the election. They talk about training. I think that they can address that. The venue, whether they're going to go back to the same venue for the training as status area.
Yeah, so the trainings are conducted in a cascade fashion. So we have the county trainers who come to Monrovia and they are trained, and then they return to the counties and they in turn train the rest of the temporary staff.
Okay.
So some of them actually do the trainings in a decentralized fashion, because we try as much as possible to have people recruited from the various localities. So if per se you had a central location in a given place, of course the magistrate will choose to say he's organizing this training for that electoral district with centers that are around there. So that may be the reason.
Okay, let's conclude now because there's no time. In fact, one question just came to my mind. When will NEC certificate, those who have been cleared, especially from the end of the legislature?
No, that information is not yet available to us.
Okay.
When we get it, we'll let you know.
Okay. Now, any final thing you'd like to say before we wrap up this program? We are completely out of time now.
So quickly, we would just like to say thank you again to the ELBC for affording us the opportunity to come and talk to the Liberian people about elections. And so we say election is everybody's business. Let all of us see it as our business. Let's do that which is right for the benefit of all of us. Thank you.
All right, that's the voice of Madam Dede Pusa. She's the Director of Fee Coordination at the National Elections Commission. She has been alongside Mr. Sam Cole, the Deputy Executive Director for Administration. They are all from NEC, providing information on the electoral process of Liberia. We'll see you on Thursday next week for more information on the program. My name is Francis Pelena, saying thanks for being there, and thanks to Yasa Suba, who made sure this event is broadcast live on